Lunch break, come back to make chump change. Starting to feel like I'm running out of some days. Yeah, cross my heart, hope to die. My love letter with no reply. Close my eyes and imagine what if anything could really happen. What if daydreams was everlasting? I know it's silly, ain't it? But what if I really made it and could say that I rap without feeling humiliated? They would love it and they play it loud. Pour out my heart on the cut, they soak it up like a paper towel. They would stop me in the street every week just to say, keep holding down the city, boy, you make us proud.
And welcome back, everyone, to Recast, the new and improved, under new management Recast, with a little help from Jordan Anderson still, of course, helping out with the thumbnail and the intro. Just a little bit. But I'm trying to keep the dream alive, as with Wheel of Movies, so we are making things happen. Special shout out to Richie Cunning for that music intro there that Jordan borrowed for that lovely intro. The description for his, or excuse me, the link to his YouTube channel is in the description below, so you can check that out and click on over there and check it out. Thank you so much for that pure imagination song. Go check out the whole video. It's on there. It's pretty good. Good stuff. But we are finally getting to it. It's a long time coming here with Recast episode number 4 for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Got some big fans of the movie here on tap, as we are going to each take turns recasting all these roles that seem so perfect, but we're going to do our best to try to recast them. So let's go around and introduce the panel. Got, of course, the man behind the movie hero, Jordan Anderson, helping out with that intro and whatnot. Jordan, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, for a lot of people who don't know, the original Willy Wonka was originally distributed by Paramount, so I used a little Paramount spoof, and I try to keep it within like something related to the movie, so you'll kind of see that. Maybe this is the only show I'm kind of doing custom like intros every time, so it'll be fun. So yeah, but yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys have and see how it compares to my list and all that. So
yeah, no, we got some good picks here. I had a good time kind of pulling everything. A few people with themes, a few people that are, somebody's kind of all over the place. I have a theme. Jacob has a theme. Jordan has a little bit of a theme. Brian's kind of all over the place, but Jay, we got two fans, of course, big fans of Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory. Jacob Barber, looking like you kind of look like Richie Cunning in the video. Nothing wrong. He's kind of got a little hoodie on, doing a little rap.
Yeah,
I know you enjoy the rap music. How's it going, man?
I do enjoy the rap music. Yeah, that was good. I'm gonna have to go check out his channel and see what else he's got, because I really enjoyed that. I don't know if you can see, but I was kind of vibing. During, and then I was like, yeah, this is good. And then like, oh no, that is good.
I can as the guy who runs the streams, I can see you.
Oh yeah, I almost always vibe whenever it's got a good beat. No, Willy Wonka is one of my favorite movies. I've seen it. I don't know how much. It's probably the movie I've seen the most out of any movie. So yeah, I'm excited. Kind of went with a theme. See if you guys Austin, you know what the theme is.
I think the other guys will pick up on it. What you're laying down
pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yes.
But no, I'm excited to share my picks, see what you guys picked, and see what we decide on as a group.
Yeah, and our final guest, man who his original top 64. So not only is it one of his favorite movies of all time, just anyways, but also according to Tournament Fights, it's his favorite movie, Mr. Brian Nussbaum. How's it going, Brian?
Yep. I realized so now that Willy Wonka was actually prepared about all these years. I thought it was Warner Brothers. Like he was like on DVD.
I think it was picked up by Warner Brothers or bought by them or something like that. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. To
realize that now, after I did start a bunch of rewatches for this episode. So it's a good easy watch, and see my picks, how they turned out.
So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go up and down the character list. We have 7 characters we're going to recast tonight. Of course, we got the batch of kids. We got Augustus Gloop, Veruca Salt, Violet Beauregard, Mike TV, Charlie Bucket. And then we have Grandpa Joe and the titular Willy Wonka. So we're all going to go around character by character, give our picks, and we kind of tweaked the rules a little bit. We talked a little bit before the scenes. I just think it makes a little more sense, makes it a little more challenging, and you got to sell your picks a little bit harder. If after everybody introduces introduce their picks, you're going to pick from everybody else's picks and rank them 1 to 3. So your top one, we get 3 points, then 2 points, then 1 point. But you're ranking everybody else's stuff. So that way you can't vote for yourself. You just have to sell your own pick to everybody else and hope they pick you as your picks. And then we see how the points kind of rank out and see which one gets the most votes. But what do you say we get things started here? As I said, we're going to start. We're basically going in order that they get introduced in the movie as far as the kids go. I know Grandpa Joe and Charlie are kind of there from the beginning, but they're the more important characters. But we're going to start with being introduced. So let's take a look right now at Mr. Augustus Gloop.
We began with 5 golden tickets, like 5 lucky bolts of lightning ready to strike without notice at any point on the map. No one knew where, no one knew when the first one would hit. But as you all know, last night we got our answer. While we in America slept, the first golden ticket was found in the small town of Dusselheim, Germany. We've been waiting several hours for the follow-up story, and we're finally ready with a live report.
Proud we are today right here in Dusselheim, a community suddenly thrust into prominence by the unexpected discovery of the first Wonka golden ticket. Its lucky finder is the son of our most prominent pork butcher. The boy's name? Augustus Gloop. Augustus Gloop, the pride of Dusselheim, the fame of Western Germany, an example for the whole world.
Augustus, how does it make you feel to be the first golden ticket finder?
Hungry.
Any other feelings?
Feel sorry for Wonka. It's gonna cost him a fortune in fudge.
Mr. Gloop, would you mind saying...
Mrs. Gloop, would you care to say a few words to the television audience?
I just knew Augustus would find a golden ticket. Eating is his hobby, you know. We encourage him. He wouldn't do it unless he needed the nourishment, would he? Anyway, it's all vitamins.
All right, so we got a little look at the classic Augustus Gloop there, and now we're going to reveal our picks for who we would recast. We'll start and just kind of go in a circle here. So we'll start with you, Mr. Barber. Why don't you introduce your pick and tell us a little bit about it, and I'll throw a picture up there when you're getting ready.
Yeah. So for my pick, I'll just go ahead and introduce him. I went with Patrick Renna, who you might know as the catcher from The Sandlot, because I think it's kind of mean to talk about kids this way, but he's kind of a bigger kid. He's got a little girth to him, and so I was like, who is somebody that can be funny, but also kind of has the size. I mean, we saw in The Sandlot when he was talking about s'mores. If he can talk about s'mores like that, I'm sure he can talk about other types of chocolate that way. I don't know if he can do the German accent, but you know what? Like they do with remakes, you can take liberties. He can be American. Why not? And so, yeah, I think he has proven that he can be kind of funny. He's got the size, he's got the look. I think he'd be a good Augustus, or if he's not German, August.
All right.
Or Jacob, if you're familiar, since you're from Washington, there's a little Bavarian town in Washington called Leavenworth. You could say he's from Leavenworth, and you go there, and like everything in that town looks like straight out of Germany. So you can do that.
Such a cool town.
All right, so Jacob going with Patrick Renna, aka Ham from The Sandlot. Taking it to the factory. So, all right, good pick there. Let's go over to Brian. So, Brian, what are you going to pick for Augustus?
Yeah, for me, I'll pick a person who is New Zealander. Also, Archie Yates, best known from Jojo Rabbit, Home Sweet Home Alone. Yeah, he's a bit on the poorly side a little bit there, but yeah, as Jacob said, remakes it could be a New Zealander from New Zealand, not from Germany, and I think he's a fun character. Has to play lines, so see how he does as Augustus.
All right, so
I think he could probably get the German accent pretty good.
Based on Jojo Rabbit, I mean, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah,
there you go, Archie Yates.
Archie.
Archie.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So Archie Yates is his pick there. Jordan, who are you gonna put together for Augustus?
So I'm gonna go with someone that I've been pretty impressed with lately over the last few years. A pretty more recent child actor, but I really dig him. So I'm gonna go with Brady Noon. You might know him as the main kid from Mighty Ducks Game Changers. He was also in Good Boys, and he did the voice of Raphael in Ninja Turtles. So you know he can do like like different voices, kind of tweak it up a little bit. I mean, I think Raphael is basically not too changed, but I mean, still, I think that he has the chops in him, and like I think that he's been really, really solid recently. And I think too that he does have a little bit of the portly look to it. I mean, I feel like he could be someone that could easily kind of maybe put on a few extra pounds, because even in Game Changers, I didn't see him as like totally skinny, but maybe like not like fat or anything, but a little bit to him. So yeah, and I think that he has the kind of sweet personality too that you need for an Augustus. So.
All right, so Brady Noon is Jordan's pick. Yeah.
You guys don't mind if I just put these in the private chat so I remember, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. Archie, what's his last name?
Yates. Archie Yates. Patrick Renna and Brady Noon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna call him again when we get there.
Yeah.
All right. So Archie Yates, and then my pick for Augustus. Well, I cut a little slack when we had one or two crossovers here and there, because there's only so many kid actors. Because I had this in before, or I don't know when Brian had his in or when I had my in, because we probably made our picks way back when, so I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
But I also chose Archie Yates from Jojo Rabbit, and so that's just kind of a happy coincidence there. I mean, I think we've seen that he could be both sweet, but he could also have that edge like he had in the Home Alone movie. You know, he was kind of a dick. He's almost kind of the villain of that movie. So he could be this kind of stuck-up, conceited kid. We see in the stuff where he's shoving his face in the Scarface, mountain of treats and whatnot, being a glutton and whatnot. So I don't know, whoever wins the pick, who knows? But I also maybe to make it easy, now we really only have 3 to choose from, because it's just Archie Yates, Patrick Renna, and Brady Noon. So I also went with that. So great minds think alike, Brian, because we both gravitated to Archie Yates. So that's what we're going to go with. All right. Let's go around the horn and see what everybody thinks of everybody else's picks. I don't know how me and Brian are going to do it. I guess because we'll just vote for the other 2, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, because I can't, vote for his Archie and my Archie.
Yeah.
But Jacob, how would you rank him? What would you have as your top one of the other picks that you got so far?
Yeah, I think you guys told me on the the Archie. I did go Archie and then Brady. I think. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Brady, but Jordan did sell him pretty well on how good of an actor he can be. But I think you do have to have a little bit of that size too, and I think Archie has that. Where sure, maybe Brady could put on the size, but
asking a kid to put on weight for a role seems a little unethical to me. It seems a tad unethical. But Brian, where would you go with the other 2?
Yeah, I agree. Archie Yates as number 1.
You can't vote for your own pick.
Sorry about that.
So either Patrick Renna or Brady Noon is your top, and then second.
Okay, so top I'll do Patrick Renna. I think Jacob sold me on it, and then I'll say Brady Noon. Okay,
sounds good. Jordan, what would you say then between all 3 picks, because you didn't have one of those? So
I decided to go with the whiteboard. So
that's fine.
And we're still kind of only picking 2 though, right? Because you guys had the same. So
but you've still got 3 options to pick from.
Well, I can't vote for my own, but I can vote for Jacob.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so you're just voting between Patrick and Archie then.
So I think we're all kind of doing 2 in a way.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, basically. Just for this one, and we might have another one where we're only voting 2, but not the titular one, so it's okay. Just sort of these other kids, it's all right.
Yeah, man, it's like really hard, but just because of the whole German thing, I think I got to go Archie Yates as my number 1 at the top there, and then I'll go Patrick Renna number 2. But I love Patrick Renna. I'm a big Sandlot guy, so I wouldn't be mad about either one of those. So those are good picks.
All right, so with 6 points, Archie Yates is going to take this one. So the crossover pick, I guess, kind of helped it, but also kind of secured that spot. So Archie Yates. But a good pick. I think we'd all be pretty happy with that. Yeah, I mean, I out of the other ones, I would have Rena over Brady again because I see Brady as more of a Mike TV than an Augustus. I don't know why, because he's like got the podcasting thing and Game Changers, and like I don't know, see his more of that than like the sort of gluttonous, aloof, Augustus a little bit. So,
Yeah,
just my thoughts. But yeah, still fun to see where kind of everybody's head goes for that. But yeah, we'll definitely have different picks for at least the next 3, I believe. Charlie might have one crossover, we'll say. So that's okay. We'll have a little fun, but most of the characters here will not have any crossovers. But let's move on to the next characters. We're gonna go to Veruca Salt, a very very colorful character. So I'm just gonna cut this clip off at some point. It's about 2 minutes. I'll cut it off at about the 120 mark, something like that. There's a clear place where I'm going to cut it off, but we'll get it going.
I wanted to be the first to find a golden ticket, Daddy.
I know, Angel. We're doing the best we can. I've got every girl on the bleeding staff hunting for you.
All right, where is it? Why haven't they found it?
Veruca, sweetheart, I'm not a magician. Give me time.
I want it now. What's the matter with those twats down there?
For 5 days now, the entire flipping factory's been on the job. They haven't shelled a peanut in there since Monday. They've been shelling flaming chocolate bars from dawn to dusk.
Make them work nights.
Come along, you girls. Put a jerk in it, or you'll be out in your ears, every one of you. And listen to this. The first girl that finds a golden ticket gets a £1 bonus in her pay packet. What do you think of that?
They're not even trying. They don't want to find it. They're jealous of me.
Sweetheart, I can't push them no harder. 19,000 bars an hour they're shelling. 760,000 they've done so far.
You promised, Daddy. You promised I'd have it the very first day.
Oh wow, quite the brat. And
I want Newport now.
Even the screenshot I pulled of her is very very yelly. Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah,
you can almost, we can all hear that picture right there.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
I want it now. Yeah.
Yes,
I want
the
also.
very 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 bratty and spoiled Veruca Salt is where we're going next.
But I was just gonna point out real quick. I like Malcolm's fun fact. He's always got the interesting fact. It took 13 years for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory to be released on VHS and Betamax. That's pretty wild. That you never see that.
Well, I mean, because it came out in '71, so it took forever to kind of come out. Probably in the late '80s, I think. It took a long time. But Malcolm also thinks Archie Yates would be a good one. He's a fan of the Jojo Rabbit and the New Zealanders as well, so makes sense. But yeah, should we switch the order up, or we'll go to Brian first this time? Yeah, we'll start at Brian and we'll go around the circle. So Brian, let's go to your Veruca pick. What do you got?
Yeah, I went with a young actress who could do good singing voice. She did I Want Now song. So I went with Alicia Weir. She's known as Matilda from Matilda Musical. I think she's great.
She is, by the way, more recently, she is Abigail in Abigail, currently in theaters.
Interesting.
Oh yeah,
she is the vampire ballerina Abigail right now.
Okay.
Which when I looked her up, that is who she is.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you've seen the trailers for that, or if you've seen the movie, she is the one sucking blood in that movie. That is Alicia Weir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I chose her because she did a great job in Matilda. She's a good singing voice, and she could play sort of a rudish girl as Veruca, so I think she'll be a fun pick as Veruca. So Alicia Weir is my pick.
All right, so Alicia Weir from Matilda, and like I said, Abigail, currently in theaters, so she is a pretty hot prospect right now. So yeah, Jordan, where would you go for Veruca?
So I went with a maybe like lesser known by name, but her name's Violet McGraw, and she's a little girl from M3gan. So she's a little
Megan.
Yeah. So like, if you remember in the movie how much of a spoiled brat she was, and like, this is my robot, like Megan's mine, don't touch her, leave her alone, and she was screaming at her mom, like causing hell for her. And then she's also has a small part in Dr. Sleep too, just a very minor part, but I just thought that she really brought it, and I hope maybe they bring her back for the sequel, because she was really good. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, once again we got Violet McGraw. Yeah, most recently from Megan. For whoever saw that one, kind of a sneaky hit there from last year. I'm gonna put that in the chat as well. I'm throwing these in the chat real quick so y'all can refer to them. But and I'm gonna go with as I'm trying to do that and pull up my pick real quick. Sorry about that. But yeah, so my Veruca, I went with somebody that's mostly known for kind of their TV, but she's already shown she's a really great actress. She's got that stern look about her. She's also kind of got that. She's got a British thing going on because she's on a British show called The Queen's Gambit, and she plays the younger version of Anya Taylor-Joy. So I went with Isla Johnston. Who's got this kind of unique look to her. She's playing the younger Anya Taylor-Joy here. She's got that real snarkiness as she's playing people in chess in the series. She's playing an adult at one point, calls him a cocksucker. She's because the dude won't play her to the finish. She's got that real crass nature about her, and she acts more mature than her age, which I think is a kind of a thing about Veruca. She acts like she kind of owns the room and kind of owns everybody that she interacts with, including adults. So I think she's got that thing, and she's got that look in her eyes too, just like that. I'm better than you. Give me everything I want kind of look. So Isla Johnston is what I went with from The Queen's Gambit. So yeah. All right. So Jacob, what you got for your pick for Veruca?
Yeah. So keeping with my theme, I was thinking like who's kind of a bigger name kid actress at this time, and so I went with Michelle Trachtenberg.
And I picked I got a picture where she's not too happy with her parents right now from Harriet the Spy.
Right there.
Yeah,
happy with
not
her parents.
Looking too happy.
Veruca is never happy with her parents.
Yeah,
and the biggest thing that sold me was I looked up, can Michelle Trachtenberg sing? And there's clips from her later on, like as an adult singing. I'm sure that if you wanted to keep that song in there, you still could do that, or if you wanted to tweak it a little bit, you could still keep that song for Veruca, because I do think that's a really good song, a really fun song. I always found it interesting that she was the one that got a song besides Charlie, but dang it, it's a fun song. I like it.
Don't care how, I want it now. Honk honk. I always enjoyed the honk honk as she's falling.
Yeah.
So honk honk. All right, so on the table, let me throw that in the chat as well so you guys can refer to it. Trachtenberg, most known for at least in the 90s, stuff like Harriet the Spy, who would grow up and be stuff like Eurotrip. But Jacob's going for a little more of that 90s vibe, which is why I picked up what he was throwing down when he sent me his picks. So I got you covered, buddy. Even with the pictures, I got you covered.
So just to clarify, the way I said it before the show isn't exactly because our number one will be the one we would most likely pick. So it'd be whatever gets the lowest total. Is that right? Is that how we're?
Well, the number one gets 3 points because you get 3 points for being number one.
Okay, so that makes sense.
I got it down.
I want to make sure that I write them correctly on my board.
No, you're ranking them. So what would be the highest out of the non-your picks? So again, this one is all different. So you can vote for 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. So we'll start with Brian. So your picks, other than Alicia Weir, would you rank them 1, 2, 3? And I'm just doing like a +3, +2, +1 kind of system.
Okay, so number 1, I'll go with Michelle Trachtenberg.
Okay.
Number 2, I'll go with Isla Johnson.
Okay.
And I'll go with Val McGraw because I think she's more of a violent than a Veruca. So I'll go Val McGraw for number 3.
Okay. All right.
Violet for Violet.
Violet for Violet.
Yeah.
George,
Violet for Violet. Yeah. Let's see. So for mine, I have number 3, Michelle Trachtenberg. Then I have 2, Alicia Weir, and number 1, Isla Johnson. I actually kind of like that pick. That's kind of like a sneaky good pick. I haven't seen all of the Queen's Gambit, but I've seen clips and stuff.
I was looking up child actresses, and I saw her look, and I was like, "Who is that?" I was like, "She looks like a brat," like right off the bat. And then I looked up clips from her from Queen's Gambit because I haven't seen like the whole series, obviously, but I was like, "Oh, she's just like a younger version of Anya Taylor-Joy. That's perfect." I was like,
"Yeah."
Great.
I just don't know as many times Michelle Trachtenberg was like a brat necessarily. She can sing and she's got all the child stuff.
Called acting.
Right.
She was a brat in 17 again. She would just have to do it sooner.
True.
Yeah, for mine. So other than Isla Johnson, I think I'll actually go Violet McGraw for my number one. I could see the Megan chick being a snotty brat because she was pretty good in that movie as that. I'll go Alicia Weir as my number two, and just because Michelle Jackson was so sweet, I can't see her being a villain. I just can't see it. Me personally, sorry, Jacob, just can't do it. But she still got some points on the board, so it may come down to you, Jacob, for your other picks. So who do you pick out of these other three?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my number one, I went with Alicia Weir.
Okay.
I think that's a good one. Number two, I went Isla Johnston, and three, Violet McGraw.
Okay. So
it was a really close one. I think these are all really good choices.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's very, very solid.
And we have a tie.
So Malcolm's got his rankings in the.
We have to go to Malcolm. So Malcolm,
you can go with that.
The tiebreaker might be Alicia Weir at number one because Alicia Weir and Isla Johnston were tied at 7 points apiece. So we'll take Malcolm as a tiebreaker here, and we'll go with Alicia Weir. If as long as somebody's in the chat, we do that. Otherwise, we can go to a quick wheel or something. But just once again, let me throw that up one last time before we move on. We got 4 of Veruca Salt. Brian's pick of Alicia Weir takes it. So there you go. Right. Oh, Abigail herself. Abigail is Veruca. There you go.
Yeah.
In theaters right now. So she did a good job in that movie, by the way. She has
she did a really good job.
Yeah, she has a lot of different cadences she does. She plays the sweet innocent girl, and then she turns sinister. She's got a good range in that movie, so she did a good job.
It's kind of how Veruca is, because she's a little sweet at times, but she fools you, and then she's
she tries to be. Yeah, she's putting on an act. Yeah. I'm Veruca Salt. I've got 3 others at home. So scooting up the ladder, moving around. Let's go to the other lady of the group. Let's go to Violet Beauregard, and let's get introduced once again. A little refresher on Violet.
America, where even in the smallest town, the happiest of dreams can come true. Because, folks, here she is, Miss Violet Beauregard, finder of Wonka's golden ticket number 3 from Miles City, Montana. And with her, the proud parents, Mr. Beauregard, a prominent local politician, a great civic leader, a
Hi,
philosopher.
friend, Sam Beauregard here, Square Deal Sam to you with all of today's great giveaway bargains, the finest values you'll get anywhere in the entire country. Now, this little number right here is a 4-door sedan.
Thank you, sir. Violet, would you care to say a few words to the nation?
Here it is, golden ticket number 3, and it's all mine.
Tell us how it happened, Violet.
Well, I'm a gum chewer normally, but when I heard about these ticket things of Wonka's, I laid off the gum and switched to candy bars instead. Now, of course, I'm right back on gum. I chew it all day except at mealtimes when I stick it behind my ear.
Violet.
Cool it, Mother. Now, this piece of gum here is one that I've been chewing on for 3 months solid, and that's a world record. It's beaten the record held by my best friend, Miss Cornelia Prince Meadow, and was she mad. Hi, Cornelia. How are you, sweetie?
Let me just butt in here for a moment to say there's been a few folks watching this at home.
Hi, friend, Sam Beauregard here with all the greatest incredible markets.
Yeah.
I love how he just immediately goes into used car salesman shtick in that scene and just takes the camera time to sell his crappy cars.
I love the floorboard is working, clean the car, then see him.
And then he just slips right in there. We're on to Miss Violet Beauregard. Got a little scene, a little screenshot of her before she has her little blow up incident here. We'll start with Jordan this time. And what you got for Miss Violet here?
So for Violet, I got to go with one of my favorites from my favorite movie. I went with Daphne Keene for my pick, just because I can see her being the one that just acts really cool and calm and collected, kind of just sitting there chewing the bubble gum. I could see her with a pair of sunglasses on, maybe like doing that, just like really into that kind of stuff. And if you look at her, so she's been not in a lot of stuff, but she's been in Logan. She's been in the HBO series His Dark Materials, and if you've seen that she has a real look that I personally think looks a lot like a Violet Beauregard type, and I'm really looking forward to seeing her in The Acolyte. She's coming up. She's gonna be playing a half human, half alien Jedi, but I just think that just like pure acting chops, she just has the acting chops. You look at her like kind of like journey through Logan, and then she plays sweet and innocent. She plays cool. She really like fights for what she believes in and that kind of thing. Kind of like Violet. She's like really into this TV stuff and she wants to do it all day long. She really has her things. Like she chewed a piece of gum for 7 years or whatever it was. So yeah. I picked Daphne Keene.
All right. So once
I
again,
must follow. That's a good record.
Yeah. 3 months solid. That's a world record.
Oh yeah, 3 months solid. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I don't think a piece of gum would last 7 years.
No.
I don't know if anybody's tried it and put it in a machine, but I don't think it would. Yeah. All right. So there you go, Daphne Keene. I went with somebody that again I've seen more recently. She started out kind of in indie movies. She started out in the Florida Project with Willem Dafoe, and most recently you could see her in Cocaine Bear. I went with Brooklyn Prince. So she's in Cocaine Bear. You know, they have the 2 kids running around that find the cocaine in the woods initially. She's the girl that scooping it out. She's like, "What is it? Cocaine? Should I try it? What should I do? Should I eat it?" You know, and she's got that like cadence of like, "Oh, eat this, eat that." She's got the humor to it, but kind of she's like that. She got that Violet thing where she's kind of half smart but half stupid. You know, she's kind of smart but she makes dumb decisions. I feel like she showed a lot in that in Cocaine Bear. I thought she was one of the bright spots of that movie, and she's kind of an up and comer, and I think she's kind of got the look as well. So yeah, I went with Brooklyn Prince, kind of an up and comer there. Yeah, that's my pick, and I'll put that in the chat real quick. But yeah, Jacob, what you got for your pick?
Yeah, to keep with my 90s theme, someone who was pretty good in the 90s. She did pretty well for herself. She was, in Jumanji, Small Soldiers. I went with Kirsten Dunst as Violet. I think she could, pull off that, cool but kind of annoying at the same time personality, and she's only gotten better. So she was really good as far as kid/teen actresses go in the 90s. So I think I also just kind of went with names. Gotta sell those tickets. Gotta get people to want to see the movie too. So I thought she could be fun in the role. So that's why I went with her.
All right, so once again, Kirsten Dunst pulled a little Jumanji there. Yeah, she pulled a little Kirsten Dunst there. But yeah, there you go. So Brian, what do you got for your pick?
Yeah, for me, I went with someone who was in 2000s from Nickelodeon. I went with Miranda Cosgrove as Val Beauregard. You see in some films she's sweet in School Walk, but sort of snarky-ish, evil-ish in Jake and Josh. And I think she had the look to pull up Val Beauregard, so Miranda Cosgrove is my pick.
All right, Miranda Cosgrove. I assumed you were going with sort of School of Rock era.
Yes.
Miranda Cosgrove. Like I said, your picks are kind of more all over the place. So I had to sort of guess what you were going for, essentially, as far as picture-wise. But yeah, so all right, Miranda Cosgrove. Mainly kind of School of Rock era. Miranda Cosgrove. So there's your options. We got Daphne Keene, Brooklyn Prince, Kirsten Dunst, and Miranda Cosgrove. For your choices. So, yeah, think about where you want to rank the 3 others than your own. And stand by in the comments. If Malcolm or whoever else is there, you might have to break another tie again. So keep that in mind. But that's who we got. Once again, Daphne Keene, Brooklyn Prince, Kirsten Dunst, Miranda Cosgrove. All right. Jordan, where are you going to go?
So I went with Brooklyn Prince for my number 3. I just think that she's like a little young. I haven't seen quite enough of her yet. Like I don't know. You just see a little more of her before I go with her a little higher. Kristen Dunst, number 2. I think she can be a little snarky at times, but yeah, Miranda Cosgrove, especially like School of Rock, she gets pretty snarky and just kind of I don't know. Like I can kind of see it, and I can see like you mix that with like the iCarly thing, and you can have cool stuff in there. You can have like all that in there. So yeah.
All right, so I think for me, I'll also go Cosgrove as my number 1. I'll go Keene for my number 2, and Kirsten for my number 1. Kirsten's just she's too cute. Too cute, too nice. Just I don't know. I just don't see her in that light. It's yeah, she's too nice.
Yeah.
You guys are forgetting that it's called acting.
I know. It's just there's a stigma there.
Well, Violet isn't as much of a brat. She's a little bratty, but
yeah,
not like
she's not like
Veruca.
as much as Veruca. Yeah, and it's I mean, she gets a little sarcastic in Jumanji here and there, but it's mostly with her own parents. And I don't know. Yeah, it's just my thing. So, Jacob, what you got?
Yeah,
I actually went Cosgrove at 3.
Okay,
but they're all good picks. I want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Just because somebody's last doesn't mean I don't like the pick.
Right,
I want
right.
to put that out there. And then I went Daphne King at 2, and actually Brooklyn Prince at 1. Yeah, I think that Cocaine Bear role, it's a little similar into kind of how they act. So
yeah. All right, and Brian, what you got?
Yeah, number 1, I went with Brooklyn Prince. You saw me on that one. Number 2, I would go with Kristen Dunst. And number 3, I'll go with Daphne Keene. I always here, put it off American accent since she's like she's mostly Spanish. So I went Daphne Keene number 3.
All right, so this may be a theme with myself and Brian battling it out tonight for our picks because we have another tie for 7 points between myself and Brian for between Miranda Cosgrove and Brooklyn Prince for number 1. So
we need Malcolm on tonight. He's got Daphne Keene at number 1.
Daphne Keene was number 1, but Miranda Cosgrove was number 2. So Miranda Cosgrove will take it with the next amount of points there. So Brian doing well with his picks tonight because also him and I shared the Archie Yates. So doing pretty good with his picks so far, even though they were kind of all over the place and didn't really go with the theme. Doing well so far.
That's what I went for to begin with. So.
Oh, there you go. We're moving right up to the TV head. We're going Mike TV now. Let's get a little reacquainted with Mike right now.
Is lucky winner number 4. Now, the name soon to be heard around the universe is Mr. Mike TV. Hey, Mike, do you think we might shut that thing off?
No, are you crazy?
He won't answer till the station break.
Mike, the country wants to hear from you. The world is waiting, Mike.
Can't you shut up? I'm busy. Boy, what a great show.
I serve all his TV dinners right here. He's never even been to the table.
You love to watch TV, Mike?
You bet.
What about that golden ticket, Mike? That's what we all
Hold it. I want to catch this.
You like the killings, huh?
What do you think life's all about?
Mike, would you tell us
Wait till I get a real one. Colt 45. Pop won't let me have one yet, will you, Pop?
Not till you're 12, son.
Not till you're 12, son. Just what we need. More kids with guns. But yes, we're going up to Mike TV next. Just a little screenshot from that thing, obsessed with the television and whatnot. So yeah, I guess it's on me to go first this time. So again, if you're going to bring it more, where I'm going into the modern era, I think they evolved the technology in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory where the kid was obsessed with, video games to the TV, which I think makes sense. My pick kind of reflects if he was more obsessed with like just tech in general and phones and, tablets and just, kind of almost like a Silicon Valley tech kid who just knows more than the adults and then is always suggesting, different ways to go and just being that kind of snarky guy that's smarter than everybody else. And who's smarter than everybody else on television right now? But young Sheldon himself, Ian Armitage, who I think would nail this thing at being like kind of a sort of tech geek kid who thinks he's smarter than everybody else and puts himself above all the adults around him. But again, instead of just being about TV, he could be about everything tech and whipping out the phone and whipping out the calculations and telling everybody how to improve the stuff around them. So I think he could nail that snarkiness as well, and just that kind of hateability and get himself into some trouble, maybe trying to tweak some of Walken's technology within the factory, and that's how he gets himself into a little bit of trouble, messing with all the machines and whatnot. So Ian Armitage, aka Young Sheldon, from TV right now. So that's my pick. Let me put that in the private chat for everybody and get back to the picks here. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Because I'm also writing on my paper. So sorry about that. Just so I can write down the thing. I forgot to do that during the clip this time. But yeah, so let's go to Jacob.
Yeah, I was someone who we saw be obsessed with something. It might not have been TV or anything like that, but he was sure obsessed with one certain lifeguard, and that is one Chauncey Lepardi. You might as known as
Quince.
He's got the nerdy look. I'm sure that guy could be obsessed with TV. So I think he's got the look. He was kind of acting like a nerd a little bit in the Sandlot. And just, as a side note, the dude looks the same, just 30 years older now. It's ridiculous. I love when he played Logic in the music video.
Yeah, that's so good. You can actually I'm not sure if that's him actually rapping. I thought
it's not. It's not. He's just lip syncing. But
okay, dang, that would have been awesome.
But no, I think he's got the look. And if you do want to make it like if we're going to bring it to the 90s and just bring it like a nerd obsessed with whatever, like he's got the glasses, he's got the look. I think you could pull off a good Mike TV, however they want to do it.
All right, so Jacob going with Squints from the Sandlot, another Sandlot alumni with Chauncey Leopardi there. So I figured I'd just pull a little Sandlot thing, of course, because it seems to fit the theme. But there you go. So Brian, where are you going to go with your pick for Mike?
Yeah, for me, I went with Jack the Glazer, known as Freddy, or the kid from It. For me, I think he's a fun character, especially in Shazam. He's nerdy over superheroes, so he had a bit of nerdy aspect there. Some fun moments there, have great chemistry with the characters. So I went with Jack the Glazer from Shazam and It.
All right, so Jack Dylan Glazer, from It. There you go for Brian's pick. And Jordan, we'll go to you for your pick.
Okay, you guys already went. I already got my.
No worries.
but yeah. So I went with a guy who, like, I mean, you can kind of see Mike TV is like almost like, I don't know, kind of stuck up a little bit, because he's like no, get away from me. I don't want to talk to you. Like I just want to watch TV. We're not going to turn this off. And he's like really stuck on it. And one of the guys that I just see like in that role that like always used to play like almost like a bully in a lot of things. I went with Thomas Barbuska. So you might know him from like a lot of TV stuff. He was in like Sam and Cat. He was in this show that I like called The Mick that had Caitlin Olsen that I wish would have gone more seasons. He shows up in a Hulu movie called Big Time Adolescence. He just shows up in like a lot of stuff. You always know him as like the bully from school, or like the too cool kid or whatever. And he also shows up in Searching, I think, is one of the kids that gets questioned, I think. Like he's just in like he's always like one of the kids on the playground and one of the kids hanging out, and like it just seems like that type of guy that could really get obsessed and be like, get out of my face, and like leave me alone, and like that kind of thing. And it just seems to really fit. And I also think that he kind of almost has the look down. Like I could see him like with that. So yeah, I'm with Thomas Barbuska.
Malcolm making a good point that if I casted Ian Armitage, of course I'd have to have Jim Parsons as his dad go with the factory with him. Sheldon for Sheldon. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah, right. But there you go. So we got on the table. We got Ian Armitage, old young Sheldon. You got Chauncey Lepardi, Squints from The Sandlot, Jack Dylan Glazer from It Chapter 1, and Thomas Barbuska from a bunch of television.
Yeah, right.
A bunch of different TV. There he is again. There's Thomas. There is, I'm just scrolling up again, trying to find all these. Chauncey right there. We've got Ian Armitage right there. And we've got Jack Dylan Glazer right there. So, all right. So I went first. So I'll do, I'll go Barbuska for my number one. I think he's got that look. Yeah, he kind of even looks like the old school kid, which looks aren't always the thing I'm going to vote on for this one, but I think I've seen him in a clip or two. Yeah, he's all right. I'll go Dylan Glazer for 2 and Chauncey for 1. I'm sorry, Jacob. I'm not trying to dunk on you. I like him. I like the actor. I mean, he's Yeah, he's good. He's good. I think I like these other picks a lot. Again, I don't dislike any of these picks. I think they're good. Maybe I'm just too nostalgic for the 90s stuff. You picked the wrong guy for this panel. As far as I'm too nostalgic for the 90s. Jacob, what do you got?
Well, I want to change mine now.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to dunk on you.
No.
No, I do have a.
You have a. Hey, to be fair, Jacob, you have a really good one come up. That's like a blazing number one. So yeah. So
these side characters, I was like.
Yeah. You have some really good picks coming up that'll be contention.
I think my Wonka and my Charlie are.
Yeah, I would say you got some good picks coming up. So don't worry.
My grandpa is like a so-so, but yeah, no, I did go. I went Ian Armitage. Like, yeah, him as young Sheldon, the right amount of snarkiness and whatnot. Even if he doesn't know he's being snarky.
He just thinks he's right and he's smart and he's smarter than everybody. Yeah.
Number 2, I went with Barbuska. Don't really know the guy, but yeah, he's kind of got that look, which isn't everything, but sometimes it is. And then I went Jack Dylan Glazer at 3. I think it's a good pick, but he's almost a little too cool.
Yeah. All right, Brian, what you got?
Yeah, number 1, I'll go with Ian Armitage. Looks the part for my TV. Number 2, I went with this is close, but I'll go with Chauncey for 2 and Thomas for 3.
Okay, so it may come down to what Jordan ranks it here, other than his pick. So,
whoa, Jacob, I like your pick. I got Chauncey for number 1 because I'm a Sandlot guy, and I think that like he could really pull it off. I think like I've done enough research on the guy to know he's got the chop. I had Ian Armitage at number 2, maybe just slightly a little too nerdy, but I mean, still a good pick. And then Jack Dylan Glazer, I think he's a little too like quirky maybe, and like not quite there, but they're all good. Those are some good picks. So
total Jack Dylan Glazer with 4 points, Chauncey and Barbuska with 6, and Ian Armitage getting 8 points. So my pick of young Shelton paying off there, and Malcolm also like the Ian Armitage pick. I think he even said while I was still selling it, he's like, Ian Armitage would be great as Mike TV. So again, if you bring it into current day, with like the tech stuff, I think it would be perfect. Yeah, so I just thought about him. All right, there you go. All right, well, we're getting into the primary 3 here, our 3 important characters.
All right.
I'll ask you guys after this, but because my clip I have involves both the characters, and then we can decide which one we go with first. How about that? Because I've just got a clip that involves both Grandpa Joe and Charlie, so it was the best way to kind of smash with both screen time. So here we go. Okay. Let's get reintroduced to Grandpa Joe and Charlie.
After I finished my paper route, I was in front of Wonka's. There was a strange man there. I think he was a tinker. He was standing right behind me, looking up at the factory. Just before he left, he said, "Nobody ever goes in, and nobody ever comes out."
And right he was, Charlie. Not since the tragic day that Willy Wonka locked it.
Why'd he lock it?
Because all the other chocolate makers in the world were sending in spies, dressed as workers to steal Mr. Wonka's secret recipes. Especially Slugworth. Oh, that Slugworth, he was the worst. Finally, Mr. Wonka shouted, "I shall be ruined." Closed the factory. And that's just what he did. He locked the gates and vanished completely. And then suddenly, about 3 years later, the most amazing thing happened. The factory started working again, full blast. And more delicious candies were coming out than ever before. But the gates stayed locked, so that no one, not even Mr. Slugworth, could steal them.
But, Grandpa, someone must be helping Mr. Wonka work the factory.
Thousands must be helping him.
But who? Who are they?
That is the biggest mystery of them all.
All right, so we get a look at both Charlie and Grandpa Joe here, and I'll just put it to a vote. Do you guys want to do Charlie first or Grandpa Joe first? What do you think?
I say Grandpa.
Grandpa,
yeah, I say Grandpa
because Charlie's kind of the one of the basically the titular character along with Willy Wonka. So yeah, we'll go with Grandpa Joe first. Then I've got a little picture of old Grandpa Joe there. Some people have stated maybe the true villain of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the guy who just lays in bed and his lazy ass all day, and then suddenly gets up when he won a golden ticket according to the song. Because I've got a golden ticket. You didn't do shit, Grandpa Joe. You laid in bed all day.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
it was money that Charlie stole.
That's right. All right, so let's go to our picks then. For Grandpa Joe, then is who we will go with next, and we are back around to you, Jacob. What is your pick for Grandpa Joe?
Yeah, I wanted to pick a guy who I think is just a really solid actor, but isn't gonna steal the scene from Charlie or anything like that. So I went with the dad from Different Strokes. I went with Conrad Bain. I think he's got the look of an older grandpa. I think he's a really solid actor. Grandpa Joe's kind of like telling stories and whatnot, and I think Conrad Bain in the show Different Strokes could do that a little bit. So I think it'd be a solid pick. I'm not. This is one where I was like, I just need to pick somebody who fits the theme here, but isn't gonna go overboard. So I mean, other than that, I've got a golden ticket song. But yeah, I think it's a decent pick. I'm not sure. I'm sure it'll be like third, but you know what? I like it.
I appreciated the creativity when you picked it. I was like, Conrad Bain, who? And I started looking it up, and I was like, oh, the Different Strokes dad, Gary Coleman. Okay, oh, that dad, gotcha. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I just didn't know his name, but the Different Strokes dad. So Conrad Bain, there you go. Yeah. But yeah, Brian, what you got for Grandpa Joe?
Yeah, for me, I went with an actor who looks a bit old now. Much older now, who could sing the "I Gotta Go and Take a Song," and I went with Steve Martin on that pick. He has some good so could be moments, could be a bit snarky there. Could be so I went with that pick. See how well it shows up for Steve Martin.
All right, Steve Martin. I just picked something with a mustache, just because Grandpa Joe has a mustache. So I just found a pick of Steve Martin with So the only one really is the Pink Panther mustache. But Steve Martin's looked like Steve Martin for like 40 years now. So yeah, he still looks exactly the same.
They can sing and dance.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan, what you got for Grandpa Joe?
So I went with a guy who's actually played a grandpa several times on TV, on movies, and probably one of the best grandpas ever put to screen, in my opinion. And I'm going to go with Ed Asner for my pick. So I think he played Carl Fredrickson in Up, and he did a great job. He's got the heart. He's very endearing. He's a guy that can do great storytelling, and he even he plays Santa Claus a few times and like Elf and that kind of thing. So he's a guy that you really almost kind of trust a lot. But we've even seen him do like some snarky roles. He was in Cobra Kai for a couple of seasons. He would come in and be like the snarky guy going against Johnny Lawrence and all that. And I think he was like a grandpa in like Modern Family for like a short little time.
He was not.
But he was in there somehow. I know that he was in there because I've seen him on there, but I can't remember what he did. But anyways, yeah. Like I think though that he could do a great job, and I was having a little hard time deciding on my pick. So I went to go visit my grandpa and my mom over the weekend, and I was like just throwing out like, anyone got a good pick for this? And my mom just brought up, what about that guy from the Carol Burnett show? He was on that show too, and I was like, what's his name? I'm like, oh, Ed Asner. I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, so with Ed Asner.
All right, Ed Asner for that pick. Yeah, I went with a guy that has definitely played up older, especially recently, who's got the look down from a certain particular recent movie as well. And damn it, man, I'm ready for him to win an Oscar. I went with Paul Giamatti, especially if you look from The Holdovers. God damn, does he look like Grandpa Joe there? And man, could he absolutely carry that role and do every aspect of it that you could do. He could be curmudgeonly when he needs to, but very sweet as well and endearing, as we even saw in The Holdovers, even when he's kind of, with the kids and sort of talking down to him a little bit. He's still like lovable and he's still got that aspect to him, obviously. And he comes around at the end. He's very charming. And he could go toe to toe with Wonka as well. But I think, Paul Giamatti, he's got the chops. He could play any age he needs to, and I think he would just knock this out of the park if you cast him now as Grandpa Joe, and he just would have it there. And he's basically playing a guy in his 60s anyways there, so in The Holdovers, and looks just like him. So I'm down with the Giamatti. So hope you guys are too.
Yeah, all right.
But we'll see what happens here. So. All right. We'll start with Mr. Barber. Whenever you are ready, sir, hit me with what you got.
Yeah. This one was tough because I think what sold me, or what's selling me, is that I'm kind of recasting this as like the 71 version, so like all the song and dance is still in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so for number 1, I did go with Steve Martin. Number 2, I've got Giamatti, and then number 3, I've got Ed Asner.
Okay. All right. So, Brian, what are you going to go with?
Number 3, I'll go with Conrad Bain, Mr. Drummond.
It's the wrong choice.
It's a tough. The other 2 are sold me. So, number 2, I'll go with Ed Asner.
Okay.
And number 1, you sold me often. Paul Giamatti.
Okay. Jordan, what you got?
For me, I went with my 3 with Steve Martin, and then just because I see he's had white hair since like the 70s. I don't know. It's hard to see him like getting any older to be a grandpa, but and then Paul Giamatti, I think that he really does have the chops. But the thing is, why I picked Conrad Bain for number 1 is because I don't really want my version of Grandpa Joe to steal the spotlight and like steal the show away from anybody. I almost kind of want him to be almost like an unknown, or like someone that like you don't really know too much. He's there and you really like him, but he doesn't steal the show. Because I think that should be for Charlie and Willie, like really. So yeah.
I mean, George, to correct you, Steve Martin is a grandpa right now, so.
I know he is one, but still, he's been a grandpa. I feel like his whole life. I don't know.
I'm kind of with the Conrad Bain on this one. I'm gonna go with number 1 on that. I think he's got that charm of like, kind of that low key grandpa that doesn't stand out too much, but he's there. I said Giamatti just again. I'm not trying to. You guys already voted, but like just because again he can float into that side character role. It's what he's done his whole life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just do it. And just shine when he needs to. It's 2. I'll go with Asner for number 2. I don't see the Steve Martin thing like at all. When you said that, I don't know. I just don't see that. Like he just doesn't have that grandpa quality to him. I know he's a grandpa in real life, but it's like he seems more like a fun uncle than like a grandpa.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Yeah. So
in the chat, Malcolm had a pretty inspired pick, Christopher Lloyd. I think that'd be like a pretty good one.
Yeah.
All right. So
pick too.
All right, so we got 5 points apiece for Steve Martin and Ed Asner, and then we got a tie between myself and Jacob, 7-7. We'll go to the chat, and Malcolm's got Giamatti, so it's going to go to Giamatti. So there you go. But just by a little bit. But you almost had it, Jacob. You had a good.
Oh no, he meant he was giving 3 points to the different strokes, Dad. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
The 4 points
these
that
next
after.
two are where I feel confident.
But thanks for helping us out, Malcolm. We appreciate you.
The fact that I was in the running for Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, for a show that I haven't seen in years and I can barely remember the performance. Yeah, I got you. All right, so
Jacob will have Gary Coleman as Charlie Bucket.
Gary Coleman, yeah, it's coming up soon.
Don't spoil my
Don't
pick.
spoil his picks, right?
Gary
All right.
Coleman, yeah.
Yes. All right, so let's do this. Let's keep it on moving down the line as we are going to go to Charlie Bucket himself. Before we get to the title character of the movie on as well, we got a little Charlie there. Already played the clip. So we're moving on down to Brian. So Brian,
Charlie.
Yeah. Who you got?
Yeah, did too? So I went with my Golden One. I went with Jonathan Lipnicki from the 90s. Yeah, as George, and also like Mike. I think he'd be a street Charlie. Like, he has a bit of Stark in him in some films he appeared in, and Charlie has a bit of a Starky edge to himself, especially seeing the laundry room. So I think he'd be interesting Charlie. So Jonathan Lipnicki's my pick.
All right. Yeah, I figured you were going with 90s Lipnicki,
Yes.
so that's what I pulled. Not current Jack Lipnicki. That's right. Current hunk Lipnicki. 30 or whatever. So, all right. Jordan, what you got for your pick?
So I went with one that I think kind of has the look and the charm. I feel like it's a very charm, and also could kind of pair well with one of Brian's earlier pick and yours too, I guess. I went with Roman Griffin Davis from Jojo Rabbit. So I think that he could do a great job just showing off that real innocent. He's got the acting job. He hasn't been in a lot yet, but I think we probably will see him. He was in that Silent Night movie, but and then he was in Jojo Rabbit, but I haven't really seen him in anything else. But I think that he did a great job, and he stole the movie for me. I mean, as the JoJo's in Jojo Rabbit. So yeah,
there you go. Roman Griffin Davis. Let me put that in the chat. From Jojo Rabbit as well.
Yeah.
And he's got a good chance because I said there might be a crossover too, because once again, great minds think alike, because I also went with Roman Griffin Davis
there you go.
in my pick.
Nice.
I also did a dueling Jojo Rabbit thing here. I thought it was an easy pick because they are kind of buddies in that one. Obviously, they would be kind of rivals in this. But yeah, I mean, you looked at Archie Yates and you said, yeah, that's Augustus, but on the contrast with Charlie, I think, Roman Griffin Davis, I think at least in that movie, as much as you guys are higher on that movie overall, I still like the performances and whatnot, and I think the kids are good in it. And yeah, he's got that quality to where he's got that innocence, but he's also mature in the acting when he needs to be, obviously with stuff with Scarlett Johansson, with his mom, in the darker moments when he needs to get there. I think he can get there. And yeah, he's got that look, and he acts a little more mature than kind of his age. So I think that's really important for Charlie. So I also went with Roman Griffin Davis.
Yeah, nice.
But Jacob, what you got?
Who is like just one of the most iconic kid actors of the 90s?
Kevin.
Macaulay
the kid
Culkin.
from the Sandlot.
Macaulay Culkin.
Ooh, yeah.
As Charlie. My Charlie and my Willy Wonka, when I decided to go with the 90s theme, were like no brainers to me. I think he can pull this off extremely well. I think he's shown that he's a really good kid actor, and I think he could be a really, really fun Charlie.
All right. So again, this is going to be a little trickier since we have a crossover pick, but it kind of limits the options. But just voting for the other ones, we'll do that. So Brian, I believe you will be up first. So you will be voting for either Roman Griffin Davis or Macaulay Culkin, essentially, which is a tough pick.
Yeah.
Let's see where you want to go.
So number one, easy, Macaulay Culkin. It's easy for me. Number two, Roman Griffin Davis.
All right. Sounds good. Jordan, since we can't, we both picked him, we can't pick him. What do you got between Macaulay and Lipnicki?
I went with Macaulay Culkin. I mean, Jonathan Lipnicki, he's fine. He's the one that tells us the human head weighs 8 pounds, or the human brain, or whatever, from Jerry Maguire, and like he's all right. But yeah, Macaulay Culkin like he's got it down. He's got the acting chops and the innocence.
Well, it's your boy from Home Alone, like one of your favorite movies of all time.
Yeah,
so you have to.
but the maturity, all that stuff. Yeah,
yeah. No, between the two that I can pick, yeah, I'd also go Macaulay, and then I live Nicky's too tiny and too young. Like the version you picked of him is too young. I need Charlie to be a little more mature. I feel like he's like what in Jerry Maguire was he like 5 years old? He acts 5. Like he doesn't act older than his age. Like I feel like Macaulay is like 8 or 9 in those Home Alone movies, but he acts way more mature, you know, when he's like, you know, when he's improvising, he's improvising with like the cashier, you know, and you know, making up stuff on the spot, and he's, you know, making up stories left and right. Like he's smarter than his age than he acts, and you know, yeah, I dig that. So that's what I go with. But Jacob,
excuse me, is this toothbrush approved by the American Dental Association?
Yeah. So, but Jacob, what you got?
Yeah, so I have Roman Griffin Davis at 1, and then Lipnicki at 2. Yeah, I think just a little bit older, and maybe Lipnicki would have been good.
Well, Jacob, your 90s picks finally paid off this time because your Macaulay Culkin, you finally nailed one. So there you go.
I was banking on this one. Yeah, the other ones, like I said, the other ones, I was like, I think they'd be fun, you know, side characters, but like,
yeah,
if I don't get at least one of Willy Wonka or Charlie, I will be upset.
Well, there you go. So you got Charlie. So you got Macaulay Culkin. Nice pick on that one. Instead of going with, I thought you were going to go initially with another Sandlot kid or something like that. Go with Smalls or something. You know,
yeah, right.
Smalls or something. JGL or something like that. Who knows?
And Willy Wonka will be James Earl Jones.
That's right. Yeah. Just for the voice alone. That's right. But yeah, let's get to the titular title character, the main event, if you will. Let's get to Mr. Wonka himself, and let's get a little refamiliarized with Gene Wilder, the late great Gene Wilder, as Willy Wonka.
Thank you. Well. 2 naughty, nasty little children gone. 3 good, sweet little children left. Hurry, please. Long way to go yet. Oh, wait a minute. Must show you this. Lickable wallpaper for nursery walls. Lick an orange. It tastes like an orange. Lick a pineapple. It tastes like a pineapple. Go ahead. Try it. Oh.
I got a plum. Grandpa, this banana's fantastic. It tastes so real.
Try some more. The strawberries taste like strawberries. The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Snozberries? Who ever heard of a snozberry?
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams. Come along, come on.
All right, there you go. The great Gene Wilder. I like that sequence just because he shows a lot of his different emotions and, you know, senses of the way he talks to everybody kind of throughout that one scene. Yeah, a couple of different ups and downs there with his character. So oh boy, 2 naughty, nasty, you know, little sarcasm in there. I like it. So good stuff there. But yeah, let's get to the main event here of Willy Wonka. And of course, like we said, the late great Gene Wilder. Again, just one last kind of screenshot, of course. We love you, Gene Wilder. We miss you. Great role. So yeah, let's wind it on around here. I believe we're starting with Jordan this time. So kick us off, sir, if you will, with your pick for the titular Willy Wonka.
Well, I mean, you talk about an actor who was like so perfect for the role that just absolutely nailed it. I feel like in certain roles, especially Willy Wonka, you're watching just like acting like royalty. I feel like it's just like so good. I'm just like feel like in awe just watching the performance, and it's like just a performance that will live in like history forever. So it's really hard to replace him. But I feel like, I mean, I think we've already that I already talked about my pick long before, but I got to go with Jeremy Allen White from The Bear. I mean, the dude looks just like him. I mean, you look at that looks just like him. And like, man, does he have acting chops that like seeing him in The Bear just blew me away. I haven't seen somebody play a role that good in like nearly a decade. Like, it's just like so good and just blew me away. Then he went on to do the Iron Claw. He was really good in that. He was in Shameless even before that, and then they're saying he might play Bruce Springsteen. I think that'd be like a really great role for him. But I mean, he's like a guy that, like, no matter what role you pick, like, I'm just kind of like yeah, he could do it. He could do like anything. Like I think that like if he sticks with it and he really keeps on going, he's a guy that's going to be an A-lister for sure. So yeah, I got to go Jeremy Allen White.
Well, so Jordan going for the pick of everybody saying if you do a Gene Wilder biopic, the man has got his same face. So Jeremy Allen White. So going with that.
You've seen the crazy too. I just want to throw it in the bear. He gets like really freaking crazy. So
I have an argument against that pick, but I'll save it for when I vote. But sure. I'll tell you why. But I'll tell you why. I never said where. Like, I'll rank it. It depends on the other picks. We'll see. So yeah, for mine, I got a guy who can literally do just about any character you throw at him. Who can do the singing and dancing. We've seen him do stuff at the Oscars. But yeah, he's got that thing where he can turn on literally much in that scene. He can turn on the charm, but then he can turn on the innocence. Then he can turn on the sinister nature. He can turn on the sarcasm in several movies like Split or like Glass or whatnot. I'm going with James McAvoy, who I think would absolutely murder this role and kill it, especially now he's in his mid-40s. He would be like a perfect age for a Wonka that's sort of like ready to pass the torch on to somebody else. But yeah, I mean, just look at the stuff he does in Split. He plays like an innocent, kind of a childlike quality. Then he can play a scary guy, like in the boat scene, who could just turn it on immediately. I mean, I could just see him saying that line, the two naughty, nasty little children gone. Good, sweet little children. He's doing another horror movie soon that there's trailers for. I forget what it's called, but that one where he's at the vacation home. But again, like he looks great in that movie. And yeah, but again, he could be, he's played a hero, and stoic in the X-Men as well. And yeah, I think this guy can do everything under the sun, and he's another guy who's going to win an Oscar someday. So yeah, I go James McAvoy actually for Willy Wonka. So yeah, that's my pick. But Jacob, going over to you for your pick.
The way you set that up, I thought you were going with someone else, and if Brian is the other guy I was thinking of, I'll say it.
Yeah, same here. I was kind of thinking like a different guy, but yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Well, we're not done with our picks yet. Maybe
we're not. So yeah, so it could be some. Yeah, but keeping with my '90s theme, I wanted somebody who could be over the top, somebody who's just highly entertaining. Again, I want to keep that song and dance in there, and this guy has shown that he's got some singing chops, and yeah, I went with Robin Williams. I think Robin Williams would be a great '90s version of Willy Wonka, and if they gave him the freedom to just improv, I think he could absolutely fill this role. I would love to hear what his version of Pure Imagination would sound like. He can be over the top, like we've seen in some of his stand-up specials. Good Morning Vietnam, like he's got the voices. He can turn it on, turn it off whenever he needs to.
No, I'm not picking Will Ferrell. Fuck out of here. No,
that wasn't the guy. No. That wasn't the guy I was thinking.
No, it wasn't the guy I was thinking either.
No, I'm not picking Will Ferrell. Hell no.
That's kind of out of left field to me.
Yeah, no.
No, I would go with Robin Williams for the '90s. Yeah, that was the first person I thought of when they decided to go with this '90s theme. I was like, Robin Williams, Willy Wonka. I think he would even look good in the hat.
Yeah.
All right. Brian, your pick, and we'll round this thing out.
For me, my pick was I'll go with Adam Sandler on this one. He can do comedy, he can do drama, he can play a street carry character like a Big Daddy. He was also wishy spoiled by Willy Wonka in the Charlie Chocolate Factory film, so he could maybe bring back for that, like recast him for this Wonka. Be interesting. He could sing, he could do some dancing as well. So I'll go for the Sandman, Adam Sandler. Shabadoo.
All right. So Brian picks Adam Sandler, who's shown us a lot lately. So your choices out of the four are Jeremy Allen White, James McAvoy, Robin Williams, and Adam Sandler for Willy Wonka.
So the way you were setting yours up, Austin, I thought
Yeah.
you were setting it up for Hugh Jackman.
No,
Yeah.
Hugh he's a good actor, but I don't see the sinister quality in there. I don't see it.
I thought maybe you were going to say Ryan
Logan?
Gosling for a second.
Yeah, but he's a hero, not a villain. Like like Willie can be a villain at times, like a little bit.
Depends on what theories you believe in.
Yeah,
Especially
So,
the
we'll
tunnel
see.
sequence.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the tunnel sequence. Yeah, I don't see Jackman doing that. I see McAvoy doing that. But
Or just
all
the way
right.
you were setting up, like the entertainment, like the performing stuff. Like, oh,
Yeah.
And then you said McAvoy. I'm like, oh, that makes sense too.
No, McAvoy's done stuff for the award shows too. Like the
Yeah.
dude, he's done Broadway stuff too. Like he
Right.
can turn it on.
Yeah,
So all right, Jordan, we'll go to you first for everybody other than Jeremy Allen White. What you got?
So for this one, I'm not going to reveal them all at once. I'll kind of do one at a time.
Yeah.
But for my number 3, I had Adam Sandler. I just don't see it, and I think it's too goofy. And I just don't see him even like looking like him or anything. And like, I don't know, like even the like great dramatic performances that he's given, they're not movies that like I go back to a lot even with, but I do like when he does a drama. Hopefully he'll make one that I really go back to, but I like him and he's great, but yeah, I just like when he sticks to comedy probably even more. But for number 2, I have Robin Williams. I think Robin Williams could do it. Like he could get the performance, because you've seen some pretty fantastic dramatic roles from him, and he's got the comedy and the wackiness. But I think James McAvoy is just an inspired pick. I think you can see him saying like like silly little girl, or like seeing like just like hear him say the little thing, and like being crazy in the tunnel, and then getting really pissed off at the end, and then having like a like turn. You see it in Split. You see him go from being angry to like childlike innocence.
Strike that, reverse it.
yeah. So I think that's like
all right,
my pick. So yeah.
All right. So we're picking other than McAvoy. My number 3 is going to be Jeremy Allen White, and I'll tell you why. Because he's got the look. I get it. But I think if you're going for a redo of this particular story, Jeremy Allen White's like 28 years old, and you need to have a Wonka that's a little more seasoned and is ready to retire and hand over the reins. And Gene Wilder is kind of playing up in age in that movie. And to me, White is like the guy I would have casted for the Timothy Chalamet role that is right now, like the prequel. Like I wouldn't cast him for the role where he's like ready to move on with his life. Like it's too young. It's too inexperienced. Like if I would put him in the Chalamet thing, like
they did like a Wonka sequel, get rid of Chalamet and put Jeremy Allen White.
I would be okay with that, maybe, yeah. But I think it's too early for him to play this version of Wonka. That's my argument for that. Just in particular, 2, I'll go with Sandler, because I do think he has the range. Like I think he could pull it off now in his career. Like I think he's got the experience now where he can play all the range. But when Jacob picked Robin Williams, I'm like, he can do everything. So I could see that, because he's played. You look at stuff like Death to Smoochie. Also, in like 2002, it's like the weird children's show host. Like you do that side of it, and
you Patch Adams, like that kind of stuff.
All that kind of stuff. Like he's done everything. So Insomnia. So, but also obviously Aladdin and whatnot, and Hook. So I'll give my 3 to Robin. So Jacob.
Yeah, so at number 3, I also had Jeremy Allen White for many of the same reasons. Yeah, I think he would have been good for the prequel, like you said. I don't know if he can sing. I'd have to.
Yeah, we haven't found that out yet. Has he sung on the bear? I don't know. Does he sing a song?
But again,
if he plays Bruce
Zac
Springsteen,
Efron,
we might find out.
Bruce Springsteen, maybe.
But again, Zac Efron couldn't sing in the first High School Musical, so they just had somebody sing for him. So that's not like the
that's
big
true.
issue.
You could dub him in.
That's not the big issue. Number 2, I went with Adam Sandler. I do think he might be a little bit goofy at times. It'd be interesting. And then number 1, James McAvoy. I think that's a really good pick.
All right, so there
But
you
I
go.
think
So
they could age Jeremy Allen White up a little bit and give him some like makeup to look like that. So,
maybe,
true.
but again, man, you remake this movie in like 10, 15 years, I'm down with it. But I still think he's 10 years younger than me right now. Just think about that.
I know.
So he's just getting started, and I'm looking forward to what he's gonna do with it. Like I said, listen. If they announce a Gene Wilder biopic like next year, Jordan, and like say Jeremy Allen White's going to play Gene Wilder, like I'm down, like I'm in, bro. Like I'm in 100%. I'm there. He's the pick. Like I get it. And then you could have a little bit of the Wonka in there, like mixed in with the biopic. I'm in. But I just think for this Wonka, it's more about this character. Like that's all it is. So it's not always the look. But Brian, what you got?
Yeah, number 3, Jeremy Allen White. Like you guys said, he's better for the prequel, not the Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory. Number 2, I went with James McAvoy, and number 1, Robin Williams.
Okay, so Jeremy Allen White, 3 points. Adam Sandler with 5. Robin and McAvoy tying. So we got to go to the comments once again. Hopefully Malcolm's got it. Malcolm's got Robin Williams. So there you go, Jacob. Just squeaking it out with the help from Malcolm there. Yeah, with Robin Williams.
I like his pick in the chat.
Because me and McAvoy tied with 8 points apiece. So it was close.
Malcolm said that the surprise we haven't gotten a Gene Wilder biopic yet. We haven't gotten a lot of actor biopics to
there's not a ton. It's always like music people. I'd rather see some actors and some. We got
Chaplin. I think we got. Did we get one of the Hepburns? Maybe I can't remember. We got.
We've had what's her name? Did the Judy Garland biopic? Yeah, Renee Zellweger. So I mean, we've gotten some like those old school actor ones, but I mean, he's old school enough to where I think you could do a Wilder. And they just had a documentary come out. I missed it in theaters called "Remembering Gene Wilder." It might be.
Oh, I need to check that out.
Yeah, it might be coming out on VOD soon. I want to check it out because apparently what they do is a cool thing where they have like old clips and the movie stuff, and they're playing. He did an audiobooks. They're playing stuff from his audiobook as the narration, which is cool. You know what I mean? Like that he recorded before he died. So that's always a cool thing. So he kind of narrates his own documentary, which is always good.
I also like Malcolm's pick in chat. Hugh Grant would be a good choice for Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Hugh Grant's been doing the strange roles lately, but maybe.
Well, he already played an Oompa Loompa, and that kind of throws me off.
That does throw me off as well. And now he's playing Tony the Tiger in the Unfrosted movie.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I enjoy that one.
What? Yeah. I haven't watched that yet. I need to check it out.
Oh, he's playing like this Shakespearean actor who keeps putting on the Tony the Tiger like mascot outfit, but in his off time he wants to do King Lear.
That's great.
And he's trying to get everybody at the factory to come to his King Lear performances. This is one. They mentioned because the movie's set in 1963 or something, Jacob, and he mentions he does a one-man 12 Angry Men, which is pretty funny.
Yeah,
he's like I felt like I could have brought it a little more with Jerry number 6 to 7.
We're supposed to be playing Thurl Ravenscroft or whatever that guy was back then.
Hugh Grant just doesn't care anymore.
Dude, he's like doing whatever like wacky roles come to him, and he said that in interviews. He's like, I'm just getting all these weird roles now, and it's like I'm just taking them.
And
also,
whatever. There's a clip online where he presented at the BAFTAs, and he said, "Oopa Loopa Doopy, I got director for you," or something like that.
Oh yeah.
He's playing Thurl Ravenscroft, who's the voice of the old school Grinch from the 60s. That's what he's playing.
But when you watch it, just go in like knowing that's a satire. It's a satire.
It's a spoof. It's like an old school spoof of like these business movies, like a 2000s spoof of these business movies, and I had fun with it. Yeah, I like it.
It's getting mixed reviews, so that's why. And I don't think
I enjoyed it. Yeah, as long as you realize it's a parody, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
it might be my top travel year. Could be outside.
But
we'll see.
But yeah, that'll do it. So the winners of the evening, as far as our point wise and what we did voting wise, for Augustus Scoop, we got Archie Yates from Jojo Rabbit. We have Alicia Weir, who's currently in theaters as Abigail, as Veruca Salt. Our pick for Violet Beauregard with the votes is Miranda Cosgrove, circa like School of Rock, Miranda Cosgrove, iCarly,
Yes.
Miranda Cosgrove. Hey, Jordan, you love iCarly. You're a big fan.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, right. For Mike TV, we got my pick of Ian Armitage, aka Young Sheldon, for a more modern pick. Charlie Bucket, Macaulay Culkin, squeaking it from the 90s era. Macaulay Culkin, there you go. Grandpa Joe, Paul Giamatti, kind of circa the holdovers. And Willy Wonka, Robin Williams just ekes it out over James McAvoy to take that one.
Nobody likes any of my picks. I hate this shit.
Well, pick better stuff, Jordan. No, I'm just kidding.
Jeremy Allen White. That is better stuff.
For the Gene Wilder biopic, yes, I agree with you. But no, I mean, good stuff. I hope everybody had fun. Yeah, it's fun just kind of exploring these picks, doing whatnot. Should we reveal officially, Jordan? We talked behind the scenes what we're going to do for the next episode for recast number 5. I'm keeping it alive, damn it. So we're going to do it in June. We haven't picked a date yet, but we're going to get it set up behind the scenes. But recast number 5 will be Pulp Fiction, is what we're going to do. We're going to recast Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of favorite movies list. We're going to recast officially 8 roles from Pulp Fiction, which I can reveal at least the roles now, and I'll behind the scenes we'll get it set up so people can start thinking about their picks. If they want to do a theme. I know I'm not going to reveal my picks yet, but Tarantino loves the 70s, and I'm going all 70s actors in their prime in the 70s. So, if Tarantino made this movie in the 70s, who would he pick?
I don't know what I'll go with you.
I would say Wolfman for the episode because he's a big Tarantino guy.
Yeah, no, Wolfman's going to be on there, probably either Richie or Ross for the other person, something like that. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But we're going to be casting the roles of Vincent and Jules, obviously, the John Travolta, Sam Jackson roles, Mia Wallace, the Uma Thurman role, Marcellus Wallace, the Ving Rhames role, the Wolf, played by Harvey Keitel, will recast him, Butch, the Bruce Willis role, and then Honey Bunny and Pumpkin in the diner. So So we're going to be recasting those 8 roles, and I think there'll be some wild personalities and whatnot, so that'll be fun to recast. With that, for recast number 5 will be Pulp Fiction.
You go to a family movie to a hard R movie.
That's right. Well, you got to bounce around because we did, Back to the Future. We did Aliens, which is kind of a R-rated action sci-fi epic, and then we did some fantasy epic, and now we're doing we did a kind of a children's movie, and now let's go to some 90s independent gritty R-rated cinema. So let's do that. And we're jumping. So
maybe do Hook down the line for Ross.
No, we're gonna do eventually stuff like Hook and Jurassic Park and The Matrix, Ghostbusters. Maybe some Sandler. We'll pick a Sandler movie to do things like that.
Yeah, maybe Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison. It just depends. We'll see.
Yeah, basically we're looking for those movies that have good ensembles. Good colorful characters in the ensemble. Big personalities and whatnot that are fun to kind of throw around some actors. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. But
Lynn Shay for Honey Bunny.
Lynn Shay.
Yeah.
Too soon, Brian.
Too soon,
Yeah.
But, go ahead, Jordan. Yeah.
But I don't mind Chris Diaz's Andrew Garfield pick for Willy Wonka. I mean, it's not bad. He could still be a little young, I guess. But I mean,
he just feels young. But prequel, I would have cast him over Chalamet, maybe. Yeah, I would have. Yeah. No, I mean, you guys can get the group, the nerds together for the Harry Potter recast. Yeah, absolutely.
I would say probably Chad for that episode.
For sure. Yeah, we'll do that eventually. So we'll get all that stuff will be down the line. But this is going to be more of a I'm trying to keep it alive. I talked to Jordan behind the scenes. He was a little iffy about keeping it going because it's a lot of prep involved. I don't mind it. I like pull. I can pull clips and picks pretty fast. I've gotten pretty proficient at it, and I'm going to help him keep it alive. He's going to help me with the intros, and I'm going to do kind of some of the legwork and get it done. So we're going to get this thing done, and maybe it'll be about a once a month show, something like that. Makes sense. We'll keep that going. Which, by the way, fun fact: Gene Wilder, when he shot Willy Wonka, was like my age, like 38 or 39 or something crazy. It's nuts. I know he feels older, but he was. In his 30s.
Well, Malcolm said Gene Wilder is 40 years old, so
Andrew Garfield is 40.
I mean, sorry, that's what I meant to say. Andrew.
He looks 30, like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's not He's not aging yet. He looks.
He played a high schooler when he was almost 30, and
he was like 28 in Amazing Spider-Man or something like that. So But all right, well, let's wrap this thing up for tonight. That was fun, you guys. Thank you for joining me for this Willy Wonka. It was a long time coming, but we got the job done. I think the format is working. So So we got it rolling pretty good. But yeah, let's go around the horn and get some.
And also, I'll just say that if anyone has any suggestions, because we want to include a lot of different people, maybe switch up the people we have on. Just let us know if you think there's any movies might be good idea for recast. So
yeah, well, that's why like the Pulp Fiction one. Wolfman's a Tarantino guy like me. We get some massive Tarantino fans and whatnot. Get some people who are really hardcore for that particular fandom or that movie. I know certain movies like Jurassic Park, it's like everybody has their own list, so we'll have to see what's
like
on that.
like me and JPO.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get the hardcore Potterheads if we do a Potter recast, something like that. So we'll get it done. So we'll start going around the horn. Jordan, what do we got going on here in the Movie Hero Network in the next week or so?
Well, let me get off my notes for a recast and get on the other schedule. But let's see. This week we are doing our best foreign / alternate movie titles, which I got a good chunk of them pulled. Still a little work to do, but not too much more. So yeah, that one episode should go pretty quick because we're literally just going to be voting on the titles. So I mean, it'll
not even the movies.
Fast,
it's just like the poster episode. It's like not even the actual movie. It's just the poster. This one's just
So
the wacky titles. So which one has maybe one that makes you laugh more, or one that is more clever, or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever you want to vote for.
So one that's more of like a good fit,
Yeah, whatever criteria you want to vote for, just on the title.
Yeah. And then which I had the other schedule. Pull it. Here it is. Okay. I'm like, but yeah, and then just follow us on all the social medias at Movie Hero 2121, and then the newly rebranded Movie Hero Network on Facebook. You can follow us there, and I will be posting the upcoming schedule very soon. I just ended up going out of town this weekend, and then I got to make sure I get what I need to get done for tomorrow. And as soon as that's done, I'll start getting those schedules out, because we need more people for these episodes. So yeah, that'll be coming in the next couple of days. And then we will be having our trivia soon. The next match will be our exhibition match for the Seen and Heard movie trivia. It'll be a certified fresh match. It'll be the movies that are rated 90% and higher on Rotten Tomatoes. And then I'll just give you just a quick little. I won't go the full schedule like I normally do. I'll save that for tournament fights. But on Friday we'll be doing a TV battle with Brian and Richie. They'll be duking it out for their favorite TV shows. So we'll be talking more TV.
Canada versus Australia.
Need to get you guys to send me those lists so I can make that bracket.
I sent you my list already, Austin.
I know. I don't have Richie's list yet. I got to get his list.
Come on, Richie.
I know.
Well, to be fair, Richie sent it to me, so I could send it to you if you want it.
Okay.
So I actually have it. Yeah. So he is done with it, but and then just we'll be doing next week. We'll be doing a Tuesday will be Maria Hammond's top 64, and then we'll be doing. Which she already sent me her list, so whenever you need that, I can send that over. And then we're doing a mystery tournament. So because Austin will be not in town. I'll be here. There's a chance maybe he might get here in time. Maybe pop on here. Maybe we'll see.
Tune in to find out.
Yeah. We're not sure yet.
Friday or the Friday after?
That'll be next Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just watch for that. And then I'll just say that we did have to push our best win of 2003 to next month, and we just shifted all those ladder series to next month. And we'll get back on track doing those again. And yeah, that's pretty much what we have going on. And just subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. And if you're already subscribed, then share it out to someone, because we have a big goal of trying to get monetized. And we can't do it unless we hit a certain number of subscribers. So any time you can share it out, you can spread the word of mouth to people. Even get us in the algorithm by putting comments down below too. Just let us know what you think. It all helps us out. So yeah. But yeah,
Brian, what you got going on?
Yeah, you find me doing Shimmy Spaces. Pierce Crow was on there last night with Austin, the telematch, with Corey Quinto. On the TV tournament with my partner Steve Mesa, Lights on Trivia, Multiplex, Full Metal Media. I'll be here for both tournaments this week, and also Maria's tournament next week. So find me here probably most of the time.
Yeah. Good.
Jacob, what you got going on, brother?
Not much in the near future. We got Lonely Marks on Thursday, reviewing Backlash. Spoilers: the crowd was awesome. Best crowd.
And that crowd,
last year's Backlash.
Even if you don't watch much wrestling, and if you have Peacock, go on Peacock to the network. Watch Backlash. It was only 5 matches. The crowd alone is worth it. Just it was from France, and this crowd it's being debated on at least bare minimum top 3 crowds WWE's ever had ever.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I want to say that
it'll be in Vegas next year. Apparently, I'm hearing.
Maybe there's rumblings.
That's where it is.
Wait until they're actually going to have a WWE event in Boise, Idaho. We're going to bring it in Boise, Idaho. Come
Good
on.
luck with that.
Best crowds of all time.
I'll be there for the match this year, so.
Well, yeah. I'm hoping the crowd for Wrestle Dream this year is pretty good in Tacoma, because I'm hoping to go to that.
Yeah,
but that's not till October. But anyway, I want to say that WWE even uploaded like a best crowd moments to their
there's some stuff on YouTube. You can see Jey Uso's entrance on YouTube in full was awesome. Yeah, you can see certain things from there. Yeah, if you get a chance to, even just put it on in the background and listen to the crowd. It was pretty amazing. So check it out.
Yeah, we got that. Got that on Thursday, and then a podcast about movies this weekend, where we'll be continuing our anniversary series with 1979.
All right, we got to decide whether we're doing that Saturday or Sunday. We'll talk off the air. See that, because we might have to do Sunday. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
I was going to say, at the end of the month, we will still be doing Austin and Jacob, your favorite actors battle. We pushed it a little bit, but it's still happening. So you can watch that at the end of the month.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But as far as me this week, I'll be on obviously those tournament fights, Tearraker and the Lonely Marks. I'll be hosting with Richie Wheel of Movies on Wednesday. We'll be talking some Guardians of the Galaxy, and Jeremy Potter's Big Business will be joining us on that one. He's a big big. He was on ASAP with us the other night.
Yep.
He's a big fan of Guardians. I think he said 3 or 4 T-shirts of Guardians. He's a big fan. So he said, "Hey, you available around 10 o'clock? We're gonna do that around 10 p.m. or so that night because." Earlier that evening, I'm seeing a sneak preview of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which looks awesome. So I'm gonna check that out first, and then we'll talk some Guardians. So there you go. But tune in for that. We'll do an hour-long deep dive on Guardians. And then Saturday, I got multiple things going on, which is why me and Jacob might have to go on Sunday because got a Mummy 25th anniversary watch along with Ryan Permis at 7 p.m. So I got to do that. And then the drinks come out for the May Star Wars month, because about 10 o'clock that night, Wolfman and I are going to be doing our Star Wars watch along. Last year we did the holiday special. This year we're going to drink along to Ewoks Battle for Endor, the one with Wilford Brimley. So
I thought you're supposed to pick bad movies.
That movie's certainly interesting. You can take a drink for every time Wilford Brimley gets pissed off of the Ewoks, and that'll get you drunk. So, we'll be doing that, and then most likely, we'll talk about the air podcast movies probably on Sunday. We'll talk about it. So,
well, it's funny because when I went to church this last weekend, we had a guy that went up and spoke. He looked just like Wilford Brimley's. So, I have to expect him to be like, "Damn it, you need to repent. Come on, damn it." Or whatever.
That whole movie is like, "Now, God damn it, you Ewoks, get the hell out of my hut. Damn it, quit touching my stuff. Damn it."
But
I found the guy.
Oh, he's like, "I have diabetes." He's up there doing the award show or whatever. Yeah. But and also forgot to mention, me and Austin are going to be on Rankum on Sunday doing the best game shows of all time. So
so I might have a busy Sunday as well. So this will be fun.
Comment there that it's to that episode. So
we'll talk, Jacob. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be having a busy Sunday as well. So we got time. We can do ours at 6 or something if we need to.
We can do it whenever. It doesn't even have to be this weekend.
Oh no, we got to do it this weekend because I'm going to be out of town the following weekend. So we got to do it this weekend. We'll talk.
Nothing going on this channel, so you do it anytime.
Right. No, we'll talk. We'll figure it out. Anyways, that'll do it for tonight for the 4th episode of Recast. So thank you everybody who joined us for this. It was a lot of fun just talking these recasts, making it happen. So we'll see you guys next time here on the Movie Hero Network. Later, guys.